Why did I say what I mean? I'll tell you. Years ago on Show of Shows, under regression hypnosis, you couldn't remember this, you were doing an opera parody. I can't even improvise opera, but I must to tell this. You went, la dolce vita, what I mean, la dolce. Do you remember by any, it couldn't have been in a script.
No,
you must
that
have
was
thrown
a joke.
it in.
We were throwing that in because we were singing, I don't know what the song was, but, what I mean was probably a part of the American song that we're making into Italian.
Maybe.
Oh, I know what it was. When they begin, the big... What I mean happened to be in the beginning stuff. So we threw the English word. What I mean, when they begin.
Well, for whatever the motivation, I did that kind of laugh where your feet and arms go out in four directions.
Yeah. No, that was planned. I mean,
sitting on the couch in Nebraska.
Yeah.
Never dreaming that I could meet you.
Oh.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, that's nice. That's how I got into show business, saying, me be on a screen someday, on a movie screen, or on a television. Impossible. I went to the movies and saw the Marx Brothers, the Ritz Brothers, Ronald Coleman, who I wanted to be, as I noticed in the book.
Yes, you do. You wanted to be Coleman, and so did Laurence Olivier.
You want to be Olivier?
No, Laurence Olivier wanted to be Ronald Coleman.
He
admits that in his
book.
I did?
Oh, yeah.
He even wore the little mustache.
Oh, yes.
Thought that his destiny was to be a romantic light.
I saw Stuart Granger do Prisoner of Zenda. And he was, and my wife and I were watching, and every line he did as Rudolph Rasendale, I did as Ronald Coleman. After he did it, whatever he said, I said the way Ronald would have said it. Had the most fun last week doing the whole movie with it, impersonating Ronald Coleman.
I bet you didn't see The Prisoner of Zenda as many times as Jim McConnell and I did in Lincoln, Nebraska when it first came out.
When I was in Shakespearean Touring Company, which is in this book, they had the guy named Harold Selman actually said, he had a stroke on one side, and I didn't know. I was 18 years old, and I thought it was. He said, I never met him before. He heard me perform, audition. He said, "Come here, young man." He says, "Say after me. Now is the winter," and his hand was trembling. "Now is the winter of our discontent, made glorious summer by the son of York. Say after me." So I swear I was a good impersonator, and I didn't know. I thought he was doing Richard II with a little twist to it. It was Richard had a hump, so I said, but he had a stroke, and I said, "Now is the winter of our discontent, make glorious summer made by the son of York." And he looked at me very strange. I write about it. It's absolutely true. He looked at me strangely. He said, "Very good." But what I was getting at, about a day or 2 days later, he says, "I would like to mount the Prisoner of Zenda. You would make a very fine Rudolph Rasendale." And Gene Lyons was going to play Rupert of Henshaw. I never forgot that. So listen, Prisoner of Zenda is very dear to me.
I want this piece of tape preserved. I'm only to the part where you're about to leave the Foreman Needle Company.
Machine Works, yes.
What do you call it? Yeah.
Well, I try to connect this with Enter Laughing. He worked in Enter Laughing, he became an actor. He was on stage and he said, "I made it. I fooled everybody. They think I'm an actor." He was 17 years old. Here he's 19 and 20. He goes on a Shakespearean touring company, falls in love, and goes into the Army the way I did and became a comedian in the Army from being a straight actor.
And you were in Shakespeare with Moishe Evans.
With Maurice Evans. I write about it. He's called Evan Merritt here.
As I learned to say from, I think, Mr. Brooks.
Yeah, Moishe Evans.
I can't believe the time has fled so. The half hour is over. I wish we could buy more time.
Well, we'll do this again.
What if Roger Ailes would relinquish his half hour tonight and we could talk some more?
Would he?
Will you call him?
Sure.
Okay. Anyway, I must thank Carl Reiner, and I have to thank Birch Lane Press for having the good taste to bring this book out when every other publisher wanted it. And thanks to Carl Reiner again. That's twice.
You're terrific.
A hearty hand
I enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this.
May your strike.